If you ever suspect something is wrong with your guinea pig's health, then chances are it'll be in this video. Today we're looking at the 10 most common signs and symptoms of health problems in our piggies and how to recognise them. So let's dive straight in with number 1. First up is something often experienced by new owners in young or recently rehomed piggies, but it can also happen out of the blue as well. Running lice are the most common parasites that cause itchiness, and they are actually visible too. They look like tiny white wriggling things next to your piggy's skin. And if you thought they were creepy, another common parasite is mange mites. These ones are microscopic and burrow under the skin to cause awful itchiness, eventually leading to open sores. Fortunately, both these are easily treated with medication containing ivermectin. Remember, ivermectin is the key ingredient you need to look for. There is a third parasite called static lice or hay mites, and they kind of look like minute dark little specks clinging on along the length of the hair. These ones are harmless and don't require treatment. So with mites, the itchiness and sore skin tends to start along our guinea pig's backs, but if you notice sore patches or flaking or crusty skin around the face or the ears, perhaps with kind of little clumps of hair coming loose, then this could be a fungal infection. Ringworm is a common culprit here, and your vet can provide antifungal medication to treat it before it gets worse or spreads to other piggies or spreads to you, because that's right, we can also get ringworm. Maybe your guinea pig doesn't have sore skin, but they might have patches of thinning or balding hair. So in this case, the missing hair is likely to be hormonal, and it is most commonly seen in females which develop ovarian cysts. So with these, the hair loss is usually seen along one or both sides or flanks, and it is thought that up to 80% of female piggies over the age of 3 years old are affected by ovarian cysts. Not all ovarian cysts are hormonal ones though. My past piggy Willow had this for many years, but she didn't develop any more worrying symptoms, so she lived happily with the condition, and many do that just fine. I've had 2 other piggies, including Phoebe here, be spayed for ovarian cysts, and you can learn more about them in Phoebe's surgery vlog linked in the description below. Other causes of hormonal hair loss could be hypothyroidism and Cushing's disease. These are less common but may be diagnosed by a good vet. Our third warning sign is trouble eating, but it's not an unwillingness to eat, it's actually struggling with the action of chewing and picking up food. So this is a common sign of dental problems, and it is most obvious when dealing with hard food such as pellets and carrots. Guinea pig teeth are constantly growing, and if they aren't worn down correctly, problems usually start with the back teeth or molars getting overgrown. Your pig might spit bits of food out when they're eating, and you might see them moving their jaw around in a funny way as they're chewing. As soon as you suspect a problem in your piggy's mouth, you should find and take them to an experienced exotics vet who can use a special tool to investigate in the back of their mouth. So overgrown teeth might need to be repeatedly filed down every few months or weeks even, and it's thought that genetics can be the cause where the diet is fine, but more often it's because the guinea pig isn't eating or being given enough good quality hay to wear those teeth down, because it's the silicates in hay and grass that do the job of wearing the teeth down. That's why things like chew toys aren't really relevant when it comes to overgrowing teeth at the back of the mouth. Next up are a few respiratory signs. So you might notice your guinea pig making a hooting or crackling sound when they breathe, or sneezing more often, sometimes with discharge coming from their nose and eyes. It's reported that the hooting noise on its own can be related to a heart problem, or just something as simple as a piece of hay or dust stuck in their airway, which should clear in a few days. But when you get it with a snotty nose, it points to a respiratory infection, which it's important to know isn't like us just getting a cold. It's usually down to a bacterial infection. Respiratory infections can be common but serious and should be treated with antibiotics quickly to stop them progressing further down into the lungs. Next up, we have a very common problem, one that I'm sure every piggy owner will experience at some point. I've lost count of the amount of times I've come across this one. And it's if you notice that your piggy is squinting or appears to have a sore eye, perhaps with a sort of blue sheen over it, then this usually means the eye has been damaged. And most likely it's going to be due to a hay poke. So if you can see a bit of hay stuck in their eye, you can try and remove it carefully. But if you're not sure or you're not able to, then then you need to see a vet as soon as possible. And most local normal vets will be able to deal with simple eye injuries. They might stain the eye to see where the damage is and remove any hay stuck in there. And then you'll probably get some antibiotic eye drops prescribed. And you should start to see the eye heal within a few days. While we're on eyes, a milky white substance coming from your piggy's eye when they're washing themselves is completely normal. And also fatty eye or pea eye is where a bit of fatty tissue can be seen poking out from under the eyelid. This is also completely normal in guinea pigs that have it, and it's nothing to worry about. Next on our list is balance problems, whether it's a little bit of a head tilt or they're walking in circles and falling over. So the most common cause of this is an ear infection, and kind of like the respiratory infection, we should get treatment sorted as soon as possible to stop it progressing further and deeper into the ear. If it does, it might mean that they are left with a permanent head tilt. Another cause can be seizures and strokes, although with these, the balance problem comes on suddenly and it might go away again afterwards. And there might be other symptoms too, like unusual eye movements or twitching and a loss of control. A bad mange mite infection can also cause seizure-like symptoms. And if you suspect a stroke or a seizure, you should get your piggy seen and assessed by an exotics vet as soon as possible. Okay, I've called this one funny poops, and it's basically any pooping that is not normal pooping. So poops might be a different size to normal, they might be funny shaped, tapered on one end, soft and squishy, or even sloppy. Strange poops means something isn't quite right with our piggy's digestion, which could be because they've eaten something moldy or poisonous, they've gorged too much on one food, maybe they've not been eating enough hay, or it could be a secondary effect of another health problem they have going on. And there's a scale of seriousness here. So on the one hand, diarrhea or no pooping at all are emergency situations, which could be due to gut stasis and bloat. And for these, I have a few detailed videos on what you can do to help your piggy, so I'll post them in the description below. I recommend saving them for future reference. As for just slightly soft poops, they are usually fixed by increasing your guinea pig's hay and fibre intake whilst withholding fresh vegetables and other treats until the poops return to normal. If the problem doesn't go away though, it's more likely to be linked to some other health issue. Next up, it's a good idea to be aware of the symptoms of urinary problems, the most common of which is squeaking or vocalizing in some way when urinating. This is usually either due to an infection, bladder stones, or a combination. And squeaking when peeing or pooping can be linked to reproductive problems in females as well. So kidney or bladder sludge and stones are caused by a buildup of excess calcium or oxalates, and stones can develop into an emergency if they block our piggy's urethra, which is the tube they pee out of, and it's especially dangerous for males as they've got a thinner urethra than females. And with urinary problems, it's really best to see an experienced guinea pig vet. They might prescribe antibiotics and pain relief before testing the urine and doing x-rays to see if bladder stones are present. And next up is one we might pick up on when health checking our piggies. So guinea pigs, like other small rodents, can be prone to lumps and bumps around their body, and many lumps, especially when they can be felt just under the skin and they sort of feel a bit loose and not connected to underlying tissue, might be benign fatty deposits or painless cysts, and the vet might just advise that you monitor them. This is the case with Phoebe's lump here. Lumps can also be abscesses which contain infection and often need to be surgically removed if treatment is unsuccessful with antibiotics. And other lumps include mammary tumours and growths in the neck, which can be linked to the thyroid or lymph nodes. These should all be checked by an experienced guinea pig vet. At number 10, I think it's important that we know how to recognise the general signs of pain in our guinea pigs. So pain can of course be linked to any health condition, and it's a sign to us that perhaps a vet checkup is due, even if there's no other obvious symptoms going on. And the most measurable sign of pain is weight loss. I recommend routinely weighing your piggies at least every week or more often if you suspect they're losing weight. Record their weight and keep a track of it. A gradual or sudden decline indicates that they are not eating enough, usually due to feeling ill or being in pain. It's worth remembering that a normal piggy can fluctuate 30 to 40 grams, even up to 50 grams throughout the day, so try to weigh them at the same time every time you do it. Other common signs of pain include being less active, sitting in a hunched position, looking stiff when walking, which could be linked to arthritis. Then you've got grinding the teeth and slightly closing the eyes, but not in a sleepy way. And please treat it as an emergency if your piggy is refusing to eat, and start feeding them recovery food until you can get them to the vet. Again, those videos are down in the description for what to do in these cases. So I hope you found this video informative and useful. I know it's probably a bit of an information overload, but it is all valuable knowledge that I wish I'd have known when I first started owning piggies. And if you are new to them, then I highly recommend watching this video next on the ultimate checklist for new piggy owners. It answers a lot of the basics on guinea pig care and how to get off to a really good start with them. But that's all for now, everyone. If you enjoyed, please like and drop us a comment below. I love hearing from you all, and thank you for watching as always. We'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!